Welcome, ladies and gents, to the Blunt Lab. There's Marcus,
What's up,
brother
sir?
Gabe, and I'm Al. What's going on, fellas?
Mm-hmm.
Chilling like a villain, man. Chilling like a villain. So let's,
Sir.
I guess we'll just jump right into it with a little today on TikTok. Now, some of these clips are a little old. You know, again, we've been away for a while, so we haven't been able to get to it. So this first clip happened a couple of months ago. I just want to hear your thoughts on this one.
This racist said, do y'all want to see a white man F up an N-word and stab this man until he was unalive? And he was only charged with peace
You hear that?
disturbance. And I don't like it. So much racism in the town. His sister is telling a story and she has to hide her identity. And he's left behind 2 sons. Please check this story. And after that, I'm going to get information. We got to call the Kansas City Police Department ASAP. TikTok, I need y'all TikToking on this one.
What he did say to somebody was, do you want to see a white boy F up the N-word?
42-year-old John Roan Jr. is described by his family as a peaceful man.
He loved everybody. He tried to help everybody.
He had 2 sons who lost their dad on Independence Day as he was stabbed to death outside of a gas station.
What I heard was someone was trying to steal in the store. My brother kind of stopped it, calmed that situation down.
Roan's sister, who has asked us to conceal her identity, says this was a racially motivated attack. Witnesses and court documents share this account.
What he did say to somebody was, do you want to see a white boy F up the N-word?
The attacker, a 36-year-old white man. Today, Roan's sister met with detectives in the case.
As of now, he's not charged right now.
Yeah.
As of now, he's getting away with this. I want justice for Mike. He deserves justice.
And what will that look like?
Jail. Jail. He needs to suffer in jail. This is also a hate crime.
And I reached out to the Kansas City Police Department about the status on this case. Captain Corey Carlisle sent us this statement saying, quote, the investigation is ongoing. The prosecutor's office
Ongoing.
will review the
Ongoing investigation. You hear what they charged them with out there in Kansas City.
Did he die?
Oh, the black man did die. He is dead. And you heard what they charged the white boy with. Your thoughts?
It's America for you, bro. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I'm not desensitized to it, but I'm not shocked hearing that because, I mean, that's just kind of how the country is, right?
Oh,
Black lives don't really matter that much.
they
I'm
most
not
certainly
talking
do
about
not.
the organization Black Lives Matter. I'm not talking like that. I'm talking like
Yeah.
actual black people. Black, brown, people of color's lives don't matter. So
Because as far as the BLM organization goes, they can go fuck themselves. But as far as Black Lives Matters go, we support Black lives here.
I don't even have
Mhm.
words. Like,
exactly.
how do you
Stories like this are ongoing, you know, and it's disgusting.
take somebody's life and only get charged like with that? That just
Practically
doesn't make
just
sense to me.
disturbing the peace is basically.
Oh, man, this says that man's life is not valued. That's what it says to me.
None whatsoever.
I mean, that could be any one of us at any time. So that's just a part of being black in America.
So you hear these kind of stories, which again goes back to the last episode when we discussed the Alabama brawl. I know there were people there when this man was getting stabbed.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you were that scared of this white boy because he had a knife? Really? This takes me back to the train incident where that white Marine choked out that brother, you know, who was mentally unstable. There were people there. There were people there that chose to not help.
But think about how many stories like this have we heard where
it's-
there's people recording it, and it's like, you could stop this. George Floyd.
Yeah.
Somebody could have stopped those cops from doing that. Outside of just those other police officers, like people there could have done something. But hey, man.
So it's like, the
Just
Jewish
another
folks
tragedy.
like to throw the Holocaust in everyone's face all the time. So it's going to be my objective to throw the Black Holocaust in everybody's fucking face. A lot. As often as I can. So any story that I hear, any story that pops up, where a brother or a sister is being murdered senselessly, I'm going to bring it up. I'm going to continuously remind folks. Folks need to understand that this Black Holocaust needs to stop. And to the black gangs in Kansas City, if there's white boys roaming the streets, I'm not one to incite violence, but, this should be a case of on-site for this motherfucker. And if you're from the streets, you know what on-site means. If I have to explain it to you, when you see this motherfucker, you fuck him up. You don't have to necessarily take his life. Just make him uncomfortable walking the streets. Fuck him up.
It's just one of those things, man. It's like, honestly, I don't know what to say. I wish there was a solution that we could come up with that was not just realistic, but accessible. But I don't know, man. It's going to take more than just black people. It's going to take more than just us. It's going to take everybody to see the wrong in this to make this kind of thing be a thing of the past, but it clearly isn't. So,
because the question is here, is violence the answer? Seeing how we marched, seeing how we've protested, we've done this for how long now?
I mean, historically speaking, violence seems to be the way for things to change. I mean, I'm not advocating for that. I'm just saying, historically
why do you think the
speaking,
CIA
wars change things.
Why do you think the CIA and the FBI made sure they stomped out the Black Panther Party? They portrayed it as domestic terrorists when their objective was to protect black brothers and sisters in their neighborhoods to make them feel safe. What do? They went out of their way to make sure they stomped them out so that we can continue being victims to their game. So again, I ask, is violence the only resolution to something like this? I don't want to say I don't want to incite violence. That's not my objective here. But the question is what do? We can't continue singing and praising, marching and protesting, and still continue to be beaten and killed. I mean, what the fucking fuck?
All right.
Moving on to the next clip. No, go ahead. Go ahead. What was you going to say, brother? I
think a balance of both, will work. But ultimately, violence is a necessary evil. When all else fails, that's, you don't have a choice.
Yeah. I couldn't agree more. I could not agree more. And then this next clip. I've seen this guy run some social experiments on TikTok, and essentially it's just fucking sad, bro. So just take a look at this social experiment. It'll start off with the brother, and then you'll see where it goes from. See this, right? Now, one white boy thought about it and said, nah, I don't think so.
I've seen this.
I know this is a serious subject, bro, but the Richard Marx of it. That's not funny, man. I'm sorry.
So you got me fucked up, man.
No, it's the Richard Martin's part. Like, it immediately, like, okay, man, no, I'm sorry. I'm immature. I'm sorry. But no, I don't know, man. That's just one of those things. Like, I don't think, like, prejudice and racism is like a born trait. That's a taught action. You know what I mean? So if you grew up in an area that you don't deal with other cultures, like, I guess there would be some kind of hesitance, some kind of lack of understanding.
Yeah,
and,
definitely.
you know, that leads to people being afraid. So I get it, but it doesn't make it right.
But I mean, you know, afraid of what, the black dude?
Well, maybe the look, you know, maybe they feel intimidated. You know, anything could be crossing their mind. Who the hell knows?
But knowing what we know of the world today, it is more likely that white boy is a serial murderer, a mass murderer, a fucking rapist, or a pedophile more than that black dude is. That's not to say black people aren't. But I'm just saying, if you want to throw numbers out there, hey, you know, you can't fight numbers. But yeah, they're more willing to hug the white boy than the black dude.
I think that's just a culture thing, though, because I want to see the opposite. Like,
Now,
I'd like to see like a group of black people, a bunch of black, like a black town, and then a white dude trying that. I don't know. Then again,
you know how we are.
Black people
you know how we are.
There.
Yeah,
we're
know how we are.
So we'll be like, come on.
If you need a fucking hug, we're gonna get. You know. Now I will say this: he did another video where there were actually black people who turned away from, which saddened me too, because I mean.
Well,
there are times where people just need a fucking hug. Right?
That's true.
You'd be surprised at what a hug could do for somebody.
That is facts.
And again, you know, it's just a shame that the white boy didn't get rejected once, but the brother didn't get not one hug.
I would have given him a hug.
Not one. So I most certainly would have given him a hug.
Absolutely.
I'd have gave a white boy a hug too.
Yeah,
like, you know, I'm going to hug both of them so that hopefully if they have thoughts of violence going through their head, maybe that hug.
Marcus in a way is right, because I mean,
you just never know.
You know, we lived in a very diverse time and area, you know what I'm saying? So like we would actually do that. But you know, they probably haven't, you know.
There's some people that grow up completely secluded from like other cultures and races. Like you would think that'd be impossible in this world, but there's clearly not. That's clearly people.
They're probably afraid, bro. They probably look at them like, "Oh shit." I'm scared.
Yeah. My bad though, I guess. Is that the Richard Marx though? Like, I mean, I love that song.
That's a great song right there, man.
It just hit me out of nowhere. You
know, the brother was right there waiting for a hug and never got one.
He definitely fit the piece, boy. Let me tell you.
That's true. That is true.
Most certainly did. Most certainly did. Now this third clip on today on TikTok, I don't know whether or not to believe it, but I mean, considering that there's footage of it, I mean, you know, you guys give me your thoughts. Let's hit the video, please. Look like some pink pudding, don't it?
Oh. No.
Now, I'll tell you what I was thinking at first when I saw this pink pudding.
I already know what this is.
I'm just going to let him finish the video for you.
No, I just know what that pink slime is.
No.
Look at that. Just squirting into a fucking pan. Now, I'll just tell you, at first, I thought it was chicken. I thought they were just going to form up, you know, shape up a chicken. But it's not chicken.
I thought it was going to be chicken nuggets.
Actually, chicken nuggets
the chicken
was a pink slime too.
If you're still eating McDonald's, anyone still eating McDonald's or any of that shit, like, you're just basically killing yourself. Look at that. They're going to put it in the oven and watch what comes out afterwards. I think it already was in the oven. Was it?
Yummy.
Oh, yeah. Only in
You sure
America,
it's America,
folks.
bro?
Hey, considering, see, they got it all cooked up, checking the temperature. Well, what do we have here? You seeing where it's taking you now, brother? Sliced
Yeah.
deli meat. Look at that.
Come on, man.
And I love me some deli meat too, bro.
And folks, if you're eating a sandwich, who you telling, man? Who you telling? Like, I don't know how true this is, but I mean, just look.
Yeah, that can't be here, bro. I
That's
hope
just
it's not
fucking
here.
disgusting.
Cool on, man.
Oh, it is here. It is here. I mean, when you look at what they're trying to sell us and feed us, from people try to do, those trying to do the right thing by eating fruit and veggies. If you're not looking at the product code number on your fruits and vegetables, you're more than likely poisoning yourself. If you're eating all this shit, if you just look at the ingredients, almost all of it says bioengineered. If it's bioengineered, lab made, if you're eating seedless fruit, not good. No bueno. Bananas, man-made. There's a certain type of banana. I don't have the pictures of it, but there's what you're supposed to. Real bananas have seeds in it. The bananas that we're accustomed to eating, which I love to eat, man-made. All those things, granted, but they're man-made. They're not doing your body good.
A lot of things are genetically modified now.
And I say it's here because when people come to visit America and they eat the food here, they're like, wow, they feel sick as fuck eating the food here as compared to other countries in the world that don't allow the shit that we allow. And they say it's FDA approved. The FDA don't give a fuck about any of us, ladies and gentlemen. Let's just make that clear. None of those motherfuckers give a shit about us. Everything that we're eating, even the seasonings that we put in our food has shit in it that it's not supposed to. All that shit is poisonings. But they tell you, hey, that's all you can consume, eat. Literally, you have to grow your own shit, produce your own shit. It's
not a bad idea.
It's not. It's not. Because if the Amish people, they're backwards in certain ways, but they're not as fucking sick as us. As sick as us. They don't have diabetes cases through the roof like we do. High blood pressure through the roof like we do. Every sickness that we suffer here, they hardly go through that shit. Because they don't eat the shit that we eat. They grow their own shit. They eat. I don't want to say eat their own shit. We know they don't eat shit. But
hope not, at least.
Yeah, look, gotta hope that. But sincerely, the food in America
it's rough, man.
is designed to kill you. Literally designed to kill you.
They just have to mass produce it, man. There's so many people in this country, so they just gotta
And you can't.
put out shit.
The resource. Think of it this way: everywhere that you purchase meat, and that meat is available, okay, just in the United States, you honestly think that there are enough farms to farm that much meat for everybody in the U.S., for every little bodega, little corner store, every single restaurant, grocery store, food chain to have meat? Nah, man, we've been eating fake meat for years. Years. I don't know how long, but it's been a while. Because we've been running out of food and water for a long time. So this is just their way to try to keep us from going nuts and hungry by feeding us this shit. I mean, another disgusting thing, man. It's just...
Yeah. It's sad,
be careful
bro.
what you eat, folks. Watch what you eat. Watch what you eat. Now you've been harping.
It's tough too,
moving
man.
on. You've been harping at me to watch The Flash.
Tell me something. You can go anywhere. Another timeline. Another universe. So why do you want to stay and fight to save this one?
Oh yeah,
With
it's a good movie, man.
Ezra the pedophile / rapist, woman beater Miller, whatever his name is. You like to call him Day. I refuse to call him that. I'll just call him
I'm
Ezra.
just trying to go along with what with the rules.
I just call
are
him
in this
Ezra the
world.
bitch made nigga. That's what I'll call him. Ezra the bitch.
That's
what
right,
I-
though. That's
That's
very
what I'll
fair.
refer to him as. Now, watching the movie, it wasn't
It's
terrible.
all right, man.
Yeah, it wasn't terrible.
Not a
I
bad
enjoyed
movie.
Michael Keaton.
Oh, you are,
Yeah. I'm Batman.
I thought they would include some of the other Batmans more, which they didn't.
Yeah.
Thought it was funny how you haven't seen the movie. Spoiler alert!
Link there, buddy.
How Clooney
Yeah.
comes in towards the end. I thought that was hilarious,
Yeah.
and I am most certainly.
And, bro, that was a way for them to reboot it now.
Yeah.
He's in that universe with Clooney. Like, you could just go ahead and get a new Flash. Call it a day, you know?
Which they,
I
like
got a
that.
question.
yeah, they should have done that to begin with.
Have
They
you
should've
have you noticed
passed
how
along.
What's that?
DC is trying to catch up to Marvel?
They've been trying to catch up from the jump. And what kills me is that DC has
They absolutely do.
awesome material.
Yeah, they do.
When you
They
read the
have better
comics,
material than Marvel.
Yeah, but how do
Yeah,
you have
when you-
such
arguably
great
better
material and
Exactly.
fuck it up so badly, bro?
the studios, man, it's the studios'
Yeah.
fault. You know, I don't know what the studios are
Yeah.
doing and the directors are doing on that side, but with that kind of material,
You know,
you can't fucking lose. I mean,
to me, I think they're trying to emulate what Marvel does, but they need to realize that they're not Marvel. That
exactly.
they're darker and grittier, and they should lend to what they do. And the story itself is gonna be good. Just make the movie like the Watchmen. Like that movie was a perfect adaptation to the comic book. Like that
Yes.
was literally what that should have looked like, how it felt, everything. Like
Watchman, one of us died tonight. Somebody knows why. Somebody knows.
just do that. It's I
Exactly.
don't know. Marvel does it with their stuff. So it's like you can't be Marvel. There shouldn't be jokes. Batman shouldn't be cracking jokes and like everything is all peace and love. Like, no, man, DC
They
is
do
raw. that shit is
Extremely
real.
raw.
And
Extremely.
that needs to be like no DC movie should be under an R rating to me.
No.
None of them. At least anything, including like a real villain, like a Joker or Brainiac or a Darkseid, any of them. Because
Like, you can
no,
get away
it
with
just doesn't make
PG-13 with
sense.
Flash or whatever,
Yeah.
but with the other ones,
like Shazam or something.
Yeah.
That's cool.
the other ones are meant to be
Oh.
dark, meant to be
Mhm.
violent, especially
That's facts.
involving Batman and the Joker.
They've been fighting for
Yeah.
years.
And
That's
Years.
true.
Yeah.
I don't know. And that's the only thing they seem to get right is Batman movies. Like they seem the last 15, 20 years, they seem to have gotten that right.
Somewhat.
Everything else is like,
They could be
yeah.
better. They could be better.
no,
'cause
they
I mean-
could be. Yeah, they could be.
Because what's his name? Christian Bale. I mean, physically, motherfucker's not Batman. You know?
Now,
Neither
they
was
were
Michael
good
Keaton,
Batmans, though.
but he made up for that another. No, they were
Yeah,
great. They were
they
good.
did a good job.
They
Yeah.
did good jobs as Batmans. You know?
I honestly like Robert Pattinson's Batman. I thought he did a really good job. Ben
And-
Affleck might be the most accurate to like what you would think Batman would look like.
Yes.
Like he might be because the way he looked, I was like, damn, That kind of makes
He was
sense.
even a little
I'm
dark.
glad you said
He'd
you
be
liked
Brolic.
Robert.
Oh,
Robert.
yeah. I was shitting all over
I know you were.
Twilight.
I know you were.
Catch
You were
that
like,
roll. I
oh.
was shitting all over that. I was like, that's bullshit. That's
See,
whack.
Gabe,
Who are you under there? What are you hiding?
But I should have learned my lesson because I thought the same thing about Heath Ledger as Joker. I was like, that's not what? Knight's Tale? He can't do that. And then he did that. So
blew it out the park.
I was stop questioning. That's what I'm saying. DC gets so much wrong. It's like you have to question everything they do. It's like, why are they doing that? You know?
Like,
and then you
Mark,
see it makes sense. Like, okay.
You know how we all give each other shit. So with Marcus, I would give him shit about a particular movie and a particular actor. And that was, I'll gladly say he's my boy now too. But Zac Efron. I used to make fun of Marcus and be like, "Oh, 17 again is your favorite movie." Like, Marcus used to get mad at me type shit.
Yeah, he grew up a lot.
It's a great
though.
movie. It's a great movie.
Freaking me out.
Freaking me out. I'm pubescent. This is my chance to have my life over, but to do it right. I'm going back to high school, Ned.
Don't even think about sucking me into it with you. I'm here to enroll my son.
Sup?
What is this you're wearing? This is hip.
What'd you do, mug K-Fed?
What are you wearing? You look like Clay Aiken.
I mean, even his acting got a lot better than it did when he was, in his heyday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to Zac, but when you look at Zac Efron from 17 again, even though he was young, but like not too long after that, you got the Zac that you're looking at now, all roided up, juiced up.
I think it's a Hollywood thing, man. I think they be telling these cats they gotta be a certain thing or they gotta do certain things to get to where they need to go.
I think they're Hollywood clones, but we won't go into that. We'll wait for Rick for that episode.
Possibly. But think about like certain actors like, okay, I was just watching the Nightmare on Elm Street, the new, like the reboot.
Yeah, with my man from The Watchmen.
Yeah. And I forgot that old boy was in it, the one kid from Twilight, like the buff dude.
Yeah, Hammett.
And I was like, I thought, because I remember when I saw that movie originally, I was like, oh man, he's in it. And then, spoiler alert, he dies within 7 minutes of the first, in the movie. But I was thinking at the time, and with the Twilight thing, I was like, oh, this dude could be something, Like, he's got a good look for this kind of thing.
Remember, he was Hercules.
Movies are coming up.
Remember, he was Hercules.
Yeah, he was Hercules.
He was Hercules. Now, my movie, Marcus should make fun of me with Twilight. And when we caught wind of Robert Pattinson being Batman in Twilight.
I shit all over that.
Marcus,
I shit all over that. I was wrong. I own it.
And what did I tell you? What did I tell you?
You said he was going to do good. I said, you're lying. I was like, that's your boy. I said, you're going to say that.
And I said he would possibly be one of the best Batmans that we've ever seen.
Yeah, I just thought you were defending him, but you were right.
I had my issues too, man. I just, all I saw was Twilight, bro. I saw him, and when I heard that he was going to be Batman, I was just like, what?
Yeah, I was like, that's crazy, bro.
But he's done several things outside of Twilight. I mean,
that's true. That is true.
He did Twilight.
He has redefined himself.
He did Potter. Yeah. He was a Lighthouse.
That Lighthouse movie was dope.
I didn't get to see that, but I heard
Willem Dafoe. Yeah, that was dope. And that showed he's got something there. I will say I thought his Batman was a little bit too brooding, but I'm like, he's still young Batman though. Like this is like his second year. Yeah, year one. Like
year one
he's
Batman,
still learning, becoming Batman. So I'm like, that was cool. I thought the movie was dope. Like he was dope. The Riddler was really cool. Love Jim Carrey's Riddler, but this was kind of like, this fit more like of what, the adaptation should look like. Catwoman was awesome. Zoe Kravitz is incredible. Yeah, man, I can't wait for the second Batman movie. Like,
yeah, me too.
I feel like it should be a part of the overall.
Are they slated to make another one?
I know they're probably separated, but
yeah.
That's
in the works.
They seem to get these Batmans right, though. Like Batman Begins had its issues, but overall, it's a good Batman movie. Dark Knight is a classic movie. if not for anything, Heath Ledger alone. And like they usually get these villains right with Batman. As far as the aesthetic, like I think Robert Pattinson fits it better. He's taller and he's more lean, but I like that because he's so young into this. Like he should like bulk up. Not like crazy big, but you know what I mean? Just get a little bit bigger as he continues on.
He's a man, but not a grown man, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
Because he's just now becoming...
And this is a very good depiction.
Yeah.
Very
and
good.
A lot of people have problems with that,
good.
Not understanding that this is basically year one Batman. You know, the guy's still practically a kid. He's still grieving heavily, still figuring himself out. And you know how these teenagers are. Every last one of them are emo. So,
yeah, that's true.
He was working.
And they kind of showed it. Christian Bale's Batman with Begins, but they didn't like. I don't know, like as far as a Batman movie, like this was the best like Batman because he was Batman damn near the whole movie. Like he was Bruce once in a while, but he was literally the Batman in this movie, and he was doing detective work.
Exactly, that's where I was going next.
No other Batman seems to do. Like he's supposed to be the world's greatest detective. He actually was doing detective work for the first time in 30, 40 years in a damn adaptation. So like, I don't know, man. I thought it was a classic adaptation. I loved it. Can't wait for the next one.
Me too.
My bad, Robert Pattinson. My bad, Pat. Man. You did your damn thing.
And, you know, again, I enjoyed...
I sit on it. I own it.
And, you know, I enjoyed seeing Michael Keaton.
Yeah. Back to the Flash. Yeah, Back to the Flash.
I enjoyed seeing Michael Keaton in it.
Yeah. I like Supergirl. I thought she was cool.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
they could have done more with it, but, you know.
Yeah, she's a former... I told you, she's a former Young and the Restless star.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where she comes from.
I told you, it was really just the director, man. Like, he's a boy that did the It movies. So I was mostly, like, supporting him in this. As far as that movie, because I just wanted to see him do well, because I love those, at least the first hit. The second one was good, but it was all right. Yeah, the first one was awesome.
Yeah, the first one was awesome.
So, like,
we'll get into that.
I love that
movie.
guy because of it. Yeah, I love that guy for it. So I'm like, I wanted to support him. Honestly, I'm with you with all the stuff surrounding Ezra. They probably should have recasted that just to save that movie.
Remember, my beef was this: how long did they make us wait before they released?
Well, there's
this movie?
a lot of. That's the thing. A lot of their movies, there's so much time in between them.
Yeah.
You know, this one we've been waiting on.
Actors are getting older, you know?
Yeah, they had this movie finished years ago.
And
they just keep redoing different shit to put it out. But no, like when all that stuff was happening with him or them, that's when the movie was still like in production. They could have like cut it right then or just shifted it right then, but they decided not to. And you know what? I don't want to make it a race thing, but it kind of is weird to me that was allowed, but with Jonathan Major's situation, like he's losing roles. Like I don't understand how that makes sense. There's no proof of him doing anything wrong. Thankfully, Marvel didn't like pull a plug or nothing, because that would have been stupid. He's awesome as Kang. And I can't wait to see what they do with that. But
that would have hit that bottom line if they pulled him out.
That's weird to me, you know?
Because he's a...
Yeah, because I mean, when you think about it, the Marvel Universe is falling apart.
Recasting everything, bro.
You're just going to dump this dude.
As soon as we start liking the guy, then boom, he's gone.
As far as the Flash, though, like they could have done that, but considering they didn't,
for DC movie was good, and then you know
it was cool. You know, I thought it was a good movie.
Same what we're saying about Ezra.
It was pretty good.
I'll say this about his performance: if I'm going to be able to separate the man from the character, the character in the movie was pretty good. I knew he would be good.
Yeah,
you know, there were times where, because I just saw the movie today, there were times where, like, especially with scenes with him and his mother, you know, I had to fight back tears. Especially when he was trying to make things right towards the end. I was like, man, I can't stand you, you fucking rapist. But like, fuck. Doing such a good job in this movie. You know, you piece of shit. Like I'm having these mixed up. I'm like, man, do I cry or curse this motherfucker? Like, fuck you, Ezra. But like, damn, man, you're doing an awesome job in this movie. which I told you
Yeah.
he would. Despite
No, yeah.
all his
Well-
bullshit, I knew. Because I
No,
mean,
great acting though. Great acting.
and that's why, like, who do you get to replace him? Because knowing what he gave you in the other movies, you knew he was going to be good in a standalone movie. They did well adding some of these other actors to it, but like,
Honestly, what they could do, and this is the beauty of comic books, there's so many different iterations of all these characters. I wouldn't even recast it and be like, oh, this is a new Barry Allen. Like, do a Wally West Flash, like the redheaded Flash. So do, I can't remember what the original Flash, but you know,
but
I'm
they
talking
showed
about
you
the old
clips
cat with
because
the
you know when he was
helmet.
going through the
Yeah.
multiverse, they showed you clips
Yeah.
of the other Flashes. There's plenty
Yeah,
you can
that's
do
what
there.
I'm saying. Like, yeah, you wouldn't even have to like continue this story. You can make it something completely different because that's the beauty of comics. Is like there's different versions of everything. So
Yeah,
you
I
know,
was
Miles
gonna say
Morales is a
Spider-Verse.
different version of
Yep.
Spider-Man. Like these, you know, there's still Spider-Man. So it's like there's I don't know.
Miles
I like
Morales
the
to
movie,
me,
but I kind of felt like I knew it was gonna fail because, yeah, the lead.
yeah, you make his
is
way,
a menace.
you're supporting his menace. You know, I feel bad for the other actors.
Yeah,
I feel bad for the other actors
Yeah.
in the movie because it's like, you know, this is what Aquaman, if I'm not mistaken, was their best grossing movie. And that's off of Jason Momoa's
Yeah.
back alone.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because Aquaman's a joke. It was a joke until he did it. So it's like it talks to fish. Like, come on, bro. What are we talking about?
What did he call him? A super
come on.
mermaid?
Yeah, like come on, bro. Like Jason Momoa is awesome. So it's like, yeah, we're going, you know, you put in a whole nother demographic in there and you put him in the role. Because he don't really fit that. Like he's made Aquaman kind of cool, but that's not what I think about when I think about Aquaman.
Yeah,
You know,
he
I thought
made
maybe
him. He
Lobo,
made him into.
like,
he
he'd
made
be a great
Aquaman
Lobo.
into like a real like manly man. You know what I'm saying? Aquaman was not.
Yeah.
Nah. Yeah,
Aquaman was
he's more like a
blonde with the
surfer
long
guy.
blonde hair.
Yeah, he
and
was like
he
more
kind
like
of
a
had the
surfer
green
guy.
leotard on. Yeah. Yeah. You know what's funny? You know old boy that plays Reacher on the Prime show? Reacher,
Yes.
that big ass dude? He
Yes.
played Aquaman on Smallville.
Did he really?
But he was but he wasn't nearly as big as he is now. Like he wasn't nearly that big. But that's what I'm saying.
Wow.
Like blonde hair, blue eyes. Like that's what Aquaman was, bro. Talking to fish and chilling in the damn ocean. That's what that dude was.
Smoking some
Momoa jump in the
seaweed.
picture. Yeah, Momoa jump in. Now it's a whole nother thing. Like now it's kind of cool. It's like, oh man, Aquaman's kind of dope. Got all the tattoos and shit. Okay, cool. You know that was dope. But I think this next one's gonna fail too, bro. I know the first one did so well and is the highest grossing DCEU movie. This next one is not gonna do that.
I won't be
People have
surprised if it
just
doesn't.
abandoned DC, bro. They have abandoned DC because they're redoing everything. So it's
Because
like,
how many
why get
chances
attached
have
to
we
anything?
given those motherfuckers?
Yeah,
I mean, look,
yeah.
not to jump off ship, but we're gonna look at the X-Men movies. Because a dumbass is filling the seats in the movie theaters, we have a whole series of terrible X-Men movies.
They got to do that shit for 20 years, bro. They got 20 years of doing it. Yeah. After the first one, we should have been done. We should have been like, nope.
You should have been like,
Yeah,
what
how
the
many
fuck are
movies
you
did
doing?
they
What the
come
fuck
up
are
with?
you clowns
Yeah.
doing? I mean, they did it. Look, they did it
that
for
was-
Fantastic Four.
That
Two
last
shitty
one
movies.
was
They were
hard.
like, fuck. They literally
one-
stopped writing. Yes, they stopped
Yeah.
writing comics for Fantastic Four after that movie.
That's true. That is true.
They're like, oh, people aren't
Fantastic
gonna.
Four is in trouble. Yeah.
They're like, they're not
That
going to
last
buy this
one was
comic.
horrible.
No sense in writing. Punisher. How many times did they do Punisher? Until they
I like
finally.
Warzone, though.
Warzone was the one that they gave us. And
Yeah,
the
that
main
was for us.
studios,
Yeah,
wasn't responsible for Warzone. Think of what Warzone could have been if the big studios had backed it.
Oh,
You gave us the
That's
Punisher we were
definitely
looking
one
for.
of the first
Punisher
MCU,
right there, bro.
That could have been one of the
Yeah.
first MCU things.
And
Mhm.
if they were smart, I mean, look, Blade started it off, you know.
Yeah. People need to give Wesley his credit, bro. I don't know if people have given Wesley his credit. Like, that was the first Marvel project that actually made money. Howard the Duck was a failure, bro. Like, a huge failure. Like, Marvel was bankrupt. Blade kept the damn lights on. And it made them think we can have our own studio and produce our own stuff. You know?
People forget Howard the Duck. Howard the Duck is
sold their
a
rights.
Marvel product.
Yeah,
and it's
they sold rights to damn near everything.
Yeah.
You know,
and they were losing
X-Men,
money.
that's why they just got those rights back.
X-Men,
Fantastic Four,
Hulk, Fantastic Four,
Hulk,
Spider-Man.
Yeah,
you name it.
The only ones they kept was like the Avengers, and they were damn near about to give those up. But
I can't wait to see
Iron
the
Man
new Fantastic Four.
The rest is history.
From what they've done, like, especially that last one, what Fox did to Fantastic Four, bro, that was just horrible. That was horrible, bro.
Fox, the people who are responsible for that, those Fantastic Four movies, should all be hung upside down and beaten with a baseball bat.
Hey, it made me think the first two weren't that bad. That's how bad that last one was. It made me think, like, maybe that first one wasn't that bad. We go watch it again.
Look, I watched the first two because I had a major crush on. You know, I still do. Even though, oh man, Jessica Alba made me watch Into the Blue because I wanted to see that ass in the bikini, boy. You know, but hey, other than that, I mean, the movie was terrible. I loved Chris Evans as the Human Torch.
Yeah, he was good.
You know,
and oh boy, man, Vic Mackey was good as a
Vic Mackey was the man, dude. That was probably awesome. Him and Chris Evans were probably the two they casted the best for Fantastic Four.
And you know what? I'm not even gonna lie to you. Oh boy, as Mr. Fantastic wasn't even that bad either.
He wasn't
or
bad.
Dr. Doom. None of them were that bad.
The characters well.
The writing
they definitely did.
Like the writing sucked.
Now going back
what
to
they needed to do, but
to wrap up the Flash, I want to advocate this. I want to see a Superman movie with Nicolas fucking Cage. As Superman.
I don't know if I want to see that.
Nicolas Cage is your boy.
I want to see it.
Nicolas Cage is your boy.
I want to see it. And I don't care if anyone else doesn't want to see it. I want to see it. My man loves Superman.
Strange, bro.
Yeah,
that's gonna be some weird shit.
Old as hell, man.
Really weird.
I mean, he's old now.
Isn't that what Michael Keaton said? You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts. That's getting nuts, bro. Nicolas Cage in the Superman suit. I watched the movie and saw that. I was like, oh shit, they really went there because I know he did the testing and everything.
Yeah, but you can't tell me that was his body in that suit, bro. There's no way. There's no way.
But see, but what about, none of these guys, half these guys is probably not their body. Shazam, that's not his body in that suit.
Mm-hmm.
Now Superman, what's his name? The Witcher. I'll believe it. My man does work out. Yeah, I'll believe that.
Yeah,
but some of these other guys, it's all suit. That's all it needs to be. It's Hollywood. Just put the motherfucker in a suit and let that long flowing hair flow. Nick Cage can be Superman.
Bro. Listen, this is what I think about Nicolas Cage as Superman. I'm like this. If DC wants to completely destroy their reputation, do it. Go ahead. Make the Nicolas Cage Superman so the world
How
can
dare you, sir?
We're just officially shutting the door on DC. Like DC's done when that. You know what they need to do? Sell your rights to Disney. Let Disney make your movies. Because Disney's about to go rated R with Deadpool and shit. Let Disney just make your movies, and we'll just give you the the money on the back end.
A Superman.
Warner Brothers, they can't
Superman
afford,
with
they can't
Nick
afford
Cage.
nowhere else, room.
Dude, a Superman with Nick Cage
I don't
will
think
gross
so, bro.
$1 billion. Okay.
Bro,
and it will
That's
help
definitely
pay
a fantasy,
all of
bro.
Nick Cage's back
well.
taxes.
It could do well just off nostalgic purposes, but when people really look at it, they're gonna be like, Nicolas Cage as Superman, bro?
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Hey, look, y'all niggas calling me crazy right now. I'm telling you right now, if they put this shit in the works and they put me in the movie, this movie is grossing $1 billion that weekend.
I'm just gonna say crazy
Nick
stuff
Cage.
now, bro. I'd like to see Macaulay Culkin as Batman. I mean, we're just saying crazy shit.
What? Hey,
I don't know. I'm not against that.
I'm not against it.
Do it.
I'm not against
What
it,
is
but I
happening
think
right now?
Macaulay Culkin could play the Joker.
He could play the Joker. He could do the Joker.
I think Macaulay Culkin play. If not,
you know who should play the Joker?
His brother?
Boy, Pennywise, man. No, Pennywise
Oh.
from it. He would be a menacing. I mean, he's already been a clown, but oof, I think he.
you
can
know what?
pull it off,
That's
bro.
not bad.
Skarsgård is a good. He's a good
That's
actor.
not bad. That's not bad.
I don't want to see Nicolas Cage as Superman. It's not that Nicolas Cage is not my favorite.
I know why you don't want to see
definitely-
him. Because you're a Nick Cage hater.
I'm
You
not
know-
a hater. I'm just saying he be hamming it up a lot in movies. And he's one of them dudes that will just be in a movie. And no matter what the movie, what the script,
He's an actor.
he's like, I'm going to do it.
He's an actor.
Nah,
That's what
bro.
they get paid to
Hey,
do.
he's an actor. He's not an artist. You didn't tell it to me. You need to pick your roles, Nick.
Look,
Like, you can't just be in everything. And I know you've seen Wicker Man.
hey,
He
Wickerman.
hammed it up in that movie, bro. He was hamming. Not the bees! Not the bees! Come on, bro.
What is that? What is that? What is it? Oh, no, not the bees! Not the bees! Ah! Open my eyes! Eyes! Ah!
Like, oh, come on, man. And that movie pisses me off. That's the movie that made me not like Nicolas Cage. Because I'm like, bro, all the red flags are here. And you still go to this? How you go to this island by yourself? How you go? Oh,
Look.
we're missing girl. Oh, I'm going to be the guy. Come on, man. Like,
Nick Cage was great in Raising Arizona. He was great
Yes.
in Leaving Las Vegas. He was
That's true.
great in Face Off. He was
Face Off's one of my favorite movies. Love Face Off.
Gone in
Con
60
Air.
Seconds.
Love Con Air.
As corny
Man.
and as bad as Con Air was.
I love Con Air too.
His southern accent.
I love Con Air.
terrible.
Yeah, he did a good job with the mullet and shit. Yeah,
Yeah, the mullet was
That's what I'm
technical,
saying, bro.
but the
He's
southern
not
accent was
Superman,
terrible.
though.
He is Superman.
Everything you just said, none of
How
those
about
say
the Ghost
Superman.
Rider? How about the
None of
Ghost
those
Rider?
Didn't say Superman. See,
All right,
and
he
that's
hammed
another
that.
one.
See, that's not. I don't know how much of that is completely his fault. But
Listen,
he is Superman. $1 billion.
There's something.
$1 billion.
There's something to be said. There's something to be said about cats getting another chance because Ben Affleck was a terrible Daredevil, but he's a pretty good Batman.
Yeah.
So maybe Nicolas Cage can have
And-
the same. I don't think so though.
And again, is it his fault that Daredevil was that bad, or was it everything
Nah.
behind it?
Oh yeah, that movie was just it was written
Was it those-
bad. The acting,
Yeah.
like it was they didn't.
You know,
you could
I-
tell
I-
the studio didn't really care.
You know, I
That was
speak
another
from.
Fox thing. I'm pretty sure.
I think so. I speak
Nah,
from
Fox
experience.
didn't really care.
You know, when you're when you
Hey.
don't have your hands fully in it, you know, things are
Oh,
good. Look at
you
Takedown.
guys-
Look at Takedown.
Oh boy, was it good?
that
You know,
movie
it's
is
a
a
good
classic
pick.
movie,
Kingpin
though.
though.
That movie is a terrible movie. Oh man! So
We
moving
can
on,
do
let's
it,
get
guys.
back on track here. So, Guardians of the Galaxy, I finally saw that, and I'll have to agree with you, brother, because you said it when you had saw it as well. Like the first one, this one's one of my favorite Guardians.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
the second
that was
one
awesome.
was a little boring, if I may say so.
Mhm.
But I really enjoyed the fuck out of this one. You know, you get Rocket's
Yeah,
background,
you got his origin
Ugh.
his origin story.
and you
Yeah.
see how he goes back to save the rest of them.
Literally.
And then the Gamora and Star-Lord relationship.
Yeah.
You know it has to hurt when somebody says, and you know you love this person, but they're not who they're really not them, even though it is them.
Uh-huh.
And she says, I'm not who I'm never going to be who you want me to be. Ever.
You know, I'm still not who you want me to be. I bet we were fun.
You wouldn't believe.
That person doesn't
That's tough.
exist. You know?
That person's gone. Like she
Yeah,
died
it just goes to show
off that cliff.
what happens
It's tough,
with the
like,
choices
dead
that
and
we
gone.
make. Yep.
That's heartbreaking. That's like I don't know. I know it's played for comedies at points, but that shit's kind of heartbreaking, bro.
Oh, it is.
Especially when you watch them in the second Guardians and Infinity War.
Yeah,
like that bond that they had, that closeness, for her to not even remember, but like that didn't happen to her.
Exactly.
You know? So it's like that's tough, man. That's tough.
And I love how Rocket's relationship with Gamora's sister, how close and how tight she is with the Butch. Like she
came a long way
family to
me. From her, I want to kill everybody.
Oh yes,
phase.
So you know, I need to save Rocket. You know what I'm saying,
bro? I love Adam Warlock, but damn it, man, I thought Rocket was gone.
Yeah,
like, toward the end.
You know, honestly speaking, I didn't like the way they portrayed Adam Warlock, bro.
Yeah, that's where I was going. Is he a fucking idiot?
No, this is why I didn't mind it, because it's a throwaway line, but it's important. She said that we had to take him out of his pod early, so he's still like an infant. That's why this mother, like, he's a child still. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the things that he was doing, you saw how he was growing. Like, he had empathy for that dog creature thing. You know what I mean? And he saved Quill at the end. And you see how he was growing, but yeah, he came out the pod early, so yeah, that's why he was kind of like not there. You know what I mean? But essentially, he's like an infant. Yeah. So I know people didn't like that, but I'm like, that was the reason for it, because I don't know, it allows you more growth because the character's obviously going to develop. And like I said, like, he's not human. He doesn't have like a wealth of experience. So,
because, you know, that's our boy from We're the Millers. He's the kid from We're the Millers.
He got buff, man. He got swole up for this. Well, that's why I didn't mind it, because I'm like, as long as they have him going forward and like him evolve into who he should be. And I mean, they missed him for the Infinity Saga because like he's so important in the comics and that story. But I don't know. There's a lot of stuff they could do with him, you know. And his power level is like infinite, damn near. Like once he really
let's see in the next film. Then let's see.
A problem. Yeah, hopefully by the next one he'll have grown, you know. But yeah, I thought that was like, I don't know if that was like an artistic thing or maybe it was just a way to put the character in but not have to like really develop it. Was like, oh, let's have him come out early and him not, you know, be fully formed. I don't know. For his first like adaptation on screen, like, I don't know. I kind of would have wanted to see the full version, but like I said, it gives you room to grow with it. So,
you know, again, I didn't hate it. Maybe it'll be the best part of the new Avengers coming up.
Yeah.
Because again, we lost a lot of key Avengers. And, you know, they're trying to sell us on these new kids, so we'll see.
Yeah, well, it's true.
But it's going to be a while before we see anything with this writer strike. And so anything
the Marvels is coming out in November because that was already done. And Loki is coming out in October because it was already done.
So anything that's not done,
pretty much enjoy what's coming out, because anything that, you know, it's going to be a while until they get this shit squared away. Hopefully they iron out what they need to iron out so that they can move forward. I mean, you know,
they just pay the writers, pay this talent, man.
Yeah, for real.
Like, these studios ain't hurting for money. I don't have no sympathy for these fucking
these billion-dollar movies,
multi-billionaires. These multi-millionaire, billionaire executives that are like, oh, we're gonna penny pinch the motherfuckers that make these movies what they are. Like, no sympathy. I just pay them. That's it.
So for me, Flash, as far as I'm concerned, on a scale of 1 to 10, you know, I'll give it a 7.5.
Really?
Guardians, I'll give a solid 8.5. You know what? No, scratch that. I'll give it a 9. I'll get Guardians
is up there. Yeah, love the Guardians. Yeah,
certainly.
It's the best Marvel film in a while.
Yeah. Because, you know, Love and Thunder wasn't that bad, but it wasn't as bad as everybody portrayed it to be.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it.
I love Shang-Chi though.
Yeah, that was good. That was good.
I love that.
Yeah,
that was dope.
That's my cousin, man.
And then like the Spider-Verse movies, but I don't really count them because that's like something else, you know. I mean,
I was going back to say Miles Morales is for me probably the best Spider-Man.
Oh, I love Miles Morales. I love his story, and his depiction in the Spider-Verse movies is so dope. Like, it's just so dope, and I don't know, it just makes Spider-Man that much cooler. Because Peter Parker was always cool, But like Miles is like, I don't know, man. It's just different.
Miles is the man.
I don't know. Have you seen the second one?
No, not yet. I'm waiting for that to stream.
Okay, I can't say nothing about it then. Okay, I can't say nothing.
But you know,
it's just gonna be a part in there that's you'll be like, oh damn, I see what he's talking about.
Because Dr. Umar, you know, he be shitting on a lot of these movies, but he also makes good points in some of these movies. Now again, I haven't seen the second one yet, but he was like, what were they saying? He was basically chasing the snow bunny.
But this man says that black people should be married outside their race. So like, hey, like you said, Umar be on some good shit. And then he be on some like, I can't. But I don't think that's what the movie was about. All right.
Yeah, maybe he was being a little more, but essentially that's what I got at.
I mean,
it was like, why are they making such a big deal about this snow bunny?
Because that was the whole thing in the first one, though. And it's not just her being a snow bunny. It's like they have a shared...
Of course. I know what
trauma,
it is.
But they have a shared experience.
Yeah, of course.
They have a shared experience. So, and I love their relationship. Like, it's cool. That's what I'm saying. This next one, you'll see it fleshed out more.
Okay. Now, is Disney going to be streaming these?
No, that's the thing. Like they're like Sony's property, like Spider-Verse movies are. So I guess you have to like get them on like a physical or digital copy, or watch it on Prime Video maybe, or like video on demand. When it's so stupid because like some of the Spider-Man movies are on Disney,
yeah,
but some aren't.
Which is weird because you'll find Captain America
and the
stuff
Spider-Verse is essentially connected to the MCU because of stuff that they say in the Spider-Verse movies. Like that is definitely a part. Like Tom Holland's Spider-Man exists in the Spider-Verse world because they have directly addressed him in there. You know what I'm saying? Like obviously he's a variant of the Spider people in those movies, but still like Toby and Garfield, they all exist. All that, you know what I'm saying? It's all intertwined. So I don't know why it wouldn't just be on Disney Plus because I'd watch them.
You see Captain America stuff on Stars, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how any of these streamers work, but
we'll see.
Yeah, I guess if you wanted to catch it, probably like video on demand or
they buy the rights to have it on their platform. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
yeah. Well, Sony doesn't have an app. Like they don't have like a streaming service, so I don't. You know what I mean? Like it's not like they directly put their stuff on anything. Like Warner Brothers, everything goes to HBO Max. You know, like Disney, everything goes to Disney or Hulu, or even like Universal, everything goes to.
That's what I'm saying. They probably have the rights to it.
Like NBC is Universal.
They paid to have the rights.
So. Yeah, but Sony's like the one.
It is what it is, huh? Well, hey, folks, that's all the time we have for tonight. We appreciate you joining us. If you're looking for any artwork, please check out my nephew Nathaniel. You'll find his info in our bio. Please hit him up.
Yes, sir. Yeah, man. Super talented. And check out our intro track. It's called Trap Sax. It's by NISH. You can find his music on SoundCloud and YouTube.
Yes. All right, folks.
Later.
Peace.